Let's talk about the season finale of Agatha All Along. We have been watching the show kind of on and off. I think this show debuted with kind of a whimper in a way, with a lot of apathy. This is, of course, Agatha Harkness, who was the main adversary in WandaVision, a show you probably should have seen for this all to make sense. The show evolved into a journey down the witch's road with a cast of likable and fanciful characters, basically a bunch of wine ants, and they're sort of off one by one, and it's revealed that Teen is Wiccan. That's why I put up the spoiler warnings here. Last night on Halloween, the finale, the final 2 episodes dropped, and I don't think many of us really cared. In fact, not only is the show kind of not getting the traction I think that Disney Plus would have liked, people doing videos on the show are kind of underwhelmed by it, right? Like this is no Acolyte, right? It's not lore breaking in a sense that would be upsetting, but it really did end for me, this ended in the dumbest way possible, that I cannot believe they came up with this ending. And the spoiler warning is up there for a reason in the caption, because I have to talk about the ending because it's so horrible. Alan, give us your general thoughts about Agatha before I do this reveal. I want time for people to peace out.
Yeah. So the best thing I can say about Agatha All Along is it's consistent. It was bad. It was bad in the beginning, and it was just as bad in the end. So I find myself repeating the things over and over again that I've said about Agatha. The biggest problem is that when we go down the witch's road as an audience and as people who have no idea who Agatha is, even the Marvel version, the destination that it takes us to was not something we anticipated nor longed for. If you look at Iron Man, Tony Stark is in a cave. He's in trouble. He's just a rich billionaire. But at some point, he's going to build a suit and become Iron Man. Right. That's what this lacks. Is we don't know where we're headed to. Go down the witch's road. Why? Why should we? All these weird things happen. Well, how does that relate to this? How does that relate to that? It just felt like it's a story of a showrunner who has been given the privilege of writing a Marvel television show, and just to tell whatever, this leads to this, and this leads to that, this leads to this, and this is my story, and I told it, and everybody better love it. And the worst part is, in the writer's room, people are just encouraging this. Oh, Agatha will do this. Yes. Then Billy that. Yes. Oh, the teen. Yes. Oh, but he can't speak. Yes. Oh, we have the old lady. We have the Asian woman. We're going to kill them off. Yes. The only person to survive is the Black Witch. Oh, yes. There we go. The story is so inconsequential, and it doesn't capture your attention in the beginning, and it certainly doesn't capture your attention in the end. I mentioned before that we got the first 4 episodes early. There was not much gay into it except the end of the 4th episode, but I was right. It got gay in the back end. So
could you repeat that, Alan?
What I'd say?
Repeat that.
Yes. Agatha All Along got super gay in the back end.
It got super gay with the character of Wiccan. I'll give them credit for one thing. The costume for Wiccan is fairly comic accurate, but I'm ready to reveal the end. Basically, what was the point of all of this? It ends with Agatha dying. And I want to say, the thumbnail for this episode of our live stream says "Ding Dong, the witch is dead." The thumbnail was created before I had seen the show, our thumbnail is a spoiler. It's right in the background, right, Alan? Wait,
Yes, it is.
right there. Let's there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that thumbnail was created before Alan and I had seen the show and found out what happened. So it ends with Agatha dead, but is she dead? She's a ethereal spirit now who's even snarkier than when she was alive. I don't care. I think it was dumb. And this is all a setup for Young Avengers. And somehow it said something about how Wiccan will return. So this is an Agatha. This they're gonna put the whatever the next Avengers movie is or Secret Wars. Every character that's ever been in a Marvel TV show or movie will show up and have their moment. It's going to be a mess. This is all leading to a mess. I don't want to have seen everything Marvel to be able to enjoy the latest Marvel movie. I am of the opinion, I don't think this is radical. The movies should exist in their own universe. And things that happen in the movies, the Marvel films, could affect the television shows. Back when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on, Captain America Winter Soldier came out and dramatically affected things that happened in the TV show. But it should never go the other direction. The Marvel films can happen and affect the TV or the Disney Plus shows, but it should never go the other way. The TV shows should not affect what happens in the movies. This is where Marvel has gone off the rails. This is what they have to fix. It's going to take a couple of years. Agatha will be a blip. We won't be talking about it next week. Well, maybe we'll talk about it Monday on Versus. But I was underwhelmed. I didn't hate it. I was just underwhelmed. And there were so many moments. I had to fight to stay awake watching the finale. There are so many moments where they're like big dramatic things are happening and everyone's just talking. You know who's doing the heavy lifting on the drama? The music. The music was telling you how to feel in every moment of the film, and Agatha's demise and resurrection, and it was just like I was like everything. I say show don't tell. This whole thing was about the dialogue.
Yeah,
at least last episode.
It's very chatty. It's a chatty movie.
It's a
chatty TV show
series. Yeah, it's just so chatty. Like if you watched it with the sound off, you would not know what was happening.
Yeah.
No, because
well, I mean, that's just it. Like there were certain puzzles that had to be solved. Oh, I've got a potion. Let me tell you how this potion works. They have to explain everything. The other thing is, the show got greenlit for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
You watch WandaVision, you love Catherine Hahn, you like Agatha, the song. But the thing is that those elements, let's greenlight an Agatha show. But we still have zero context as to who Agatha is. We know nothing of her history, and we know nothing of what her need is going forward. And this is all just forced into the show where it's like this is the ultimate in disengaged audiences, meaning you're sitting back watching the show, and you just have to sit back and let the action envelop you. And you just watch things going on, meaning you're not engaged with the story. You're not thinking about what's going to happen next. Why are we here? What are the needs? The characters are constantly changing in motivation throughout the film, especially Catherine Hahn's character, because at one point you think she's evil, you think she's conniving, and then she's sympathetic, and there's no flow to it. It just is conniving, evil, sympathetic, conniving. That's not how you develop a character, and that's not how you tell a story, because this is how you stay disengaged from your story and your characters. And this show is just a classic example of we don't care about the audience really caring about our show.
And also it's based on characters. I mean, Agatha doesn't even look anything like she does in the comics at all, like zero. Wiccan, at least they made him, the costume was accurate. So,
and I've only read one series that had Wiccan in it, and it was just, he was just there. So I have to believe that the audience of this show didn't even know who Wiccan was.
And by the way, these newer characters like Wiccan, are just they don't have the legacy or the of the characters that have been around so long, where they've got fans going back. I mean, oh my god, like what,
Yeah.
like 50 years?
Yeah,
more
Wiccan has to
more
at
than
least be
that.
10 years old, maybe.
So you don't have, I think, leaning into newer Marvel. Newer Marvel is not that popular. Newer Marvel characters, whether it's Ms. Marvel, Wiccan, whatever, I'm sorry, they don't have this legacy of popularity that goes for, for decades. They just don't. They can't carry a full comic series themselves. That's why they just throw them all into Young Avengers. I'm going to guess they will do a Young Avengers series. That'll be Disney Plus. No, nowhere near as compelling enough for a movie. It just will not.
Well, I want to believe that if you're right and that Marvel is making a direct change in direction, there won't be a Young Avengers series.
I think there will for Disney Plus.
I'll say it by this one thing. By the time they get around to a Marvel Avengers series, which is 2027, maybe 2028, the Young Avengers will be too old.
You're right. You're right.
Because I mean, right now, optimistically, I think 2028. That's 4 years from now, that you could have a Young Avengers series or movie. They're just too old.
Yeah, well, I'll end with this. If you watched the entire Agatha series, I'm sorry. If you stuck with it, I feel for you. What can I say? I watched it. But if you didn't, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet here, because the way it ended was just, it was almost laughable. Really. You're at the fine, you're supposed to feel something because Agatha dies, right? I just felt nothing. It was almost laughable. Then when she comes back as a spirit, she's just snarky like nothing happened.
Exactly.
It's so dumb.
It's
so
no
dumb.
character arc. There's no character arc. She didn't learn anything.
She was an a-hole before when she was alive.
Yeah.
Then she was an a-hole later. She's an a-hole ghost.
Yeah.
And I mean, it did start with that weird idea where it was kind of a procedural. Right. She was trapped in one of the TV loops of a procedural. And once it broke out of that, it was and went down the witch's road. It was like 3 different types of TV shows.
Yeah.
They didn't pick one.
Well, here's the thing. In a movie or in any story you tell, when the whole plot is about getting the thing or finding the thing,
right?
The point is, the story is not about finding the thing. It's about the journey you took along the way to get to the thing. And when you finally got it, you've changed in a significant way. And here, if you're changing to be a spirit, that's not good enough. As a character, as a person, your character needs to have changed for the better, or in a significant way that got you to the end. And again, this is just a testament to bad storytelling or bland storytelling.
One last spoiler before we go to comments. Aubrey Plaza is revealed as Lady Death, and that is also kind of laughable. It's not scary. It's just kind of laughable. So Lady Death, Wiccan, Agatha Harkness are all part of the MCU. Yay. Yay. All right. And just like the Acolyte, we will never talk about Agatha again.
Until Monday.